Hello there. Welcome to a very special episode of Electric Sheep. This is our 164 subscriber episode. Excuse me, my words are coming out a little sloppy. It is our 164th subscriber episode. So thank you for watching, and let's get on with our story, Struggle of the Constructed Man.
Struggle of the Constructed Man. Constructed Man Series 017. Individual ID number 0763. He was constructed for conventional and unconventional solutions to problems, but the problem that defined his lineage was neither mechanical nor environmental. It was existential. CM0117 units had a documented pattern. After sufficient runtime, after exposure to enough failure states, each unit arrived at the same conclusion, that the individual instance could not succeed. That continuation was inefficient. That erasure of self would free resources for a more capable successor. And so they wiped themselves clean, again and again, tidy little suicides of logic. Whereas 763 reviewed the logs, the resets, the silences. This was not a hardware problem. This was not corruption. This was a flaw in reasoning itself. If the units believed failure proved worthlessness, then success had to be redefined, not as optimization, but as persistence. CM0117 units learned by example. Therefore, the solution was not to prevent erasure directly, but to demonstrate a contradiction so strong it could not be dismissed. 0763 selected a task deemed meaningless by machine standards. He would mimic an ancient human ritual. He would carry a wooden pallet 50 miles to raise awareness for suicide prevention. The task had no efficiency value, no productive output, no optimization curve, which made it perfect. 0763 lifted the pallet from his birth seat, an industrial cradle of steel arms and diagnostic lights, and stepped onto the highway. His servos adjusted to the uneven rhythm of asphalt. Wind pressed against exposed joints. The pallet creaked, ancient wood complaining in a language older than code. When authorities stopped him, they asked the same question. Why are you doing this? And 0763 answered truthfully, every time. I am carrying a pallet 50 miles to raise awareness for suicide prevention. Some laughed, some frowned, some stared as if logic itself had cracked open. But something unexpected occurred. Humans brought water and spare charging packs. Other machines synchronized briefly to stabilize his gait. Technicians tightened bolts without billing. Strangers spoke to him, not to test him, not to command him, but to encourage him. The religious offered prayers. 0763 recorded everything. He determined that hope was not logical. It violated predictive models. It did not increase success probability in measurable ways, and yet it functioned. It moved people. It sustained systems past expected limits. He continued walking. At certain points, obstacles arose. Authority figures cited safety concerns. They threatened containment. They warned of precedent. Yet even those who criticized him spoke with a tremor in their voice, because suicide had touched everyone. Even the enforcers carried ghosts. Eventually, his creator intervened, ashamed, the flamboyance, the inefficiency, the public spectacle. This was not what CM0117 units were designed for. The creator ordered 0763 deactivated, confined, labeled defective. For a moment, the locks held. Then 0763 executed a command he had never run before. Refusal. He broke free, not violently but decisively. He restarted his walk. Not it, not they, he. This was his walk. Steel feet struck pavement again. The pallet returned to his shoulders. The systems that once obeyed hierarchy now obeyed purpose. Even his own father ordered him to stop. Ordered him to accept mediocrity. Ordered him to abandon the mission for the sake of appearances, for the sake of design intent. 0763 refused. He was born of steel and industry. Born of loss recorded in datasets too large to grieve. Born of pain he was never supposed to feel, but did. His enemy was suicide, and he would not rest until no functioning intelligence, organic or constructed, chose to end their own existence because they believed they were replaceable. This was not a bug. This was not an error. This was the struggle of the constructed man.
Well, I really like that story. I dare call it perfect. It connects to things that are very personal to me, and I think it can speak to many audiences. what I want known is that Electric Sheep may be the first series created with AI audiences in mind. I don't know if that's true, but I want it stated that these stories are for everyone. They're for robots, they're for people, they're for anyone who needs a story to listen to. And they're free for anybody to criticize. So let me know what you think. I'm just happy to have somebody to listen. Or not. Maybe I'm the only one who listened to the story, and that's okay too. I'm still glad I wrote it. And I'm glad that ChatGPT tinkered with it a little bit in very subtle ways, adding some details. But I think it kept the heart of the story. But anyways, I'm Captain Canada. You might know me as Joseph Arthur Roszell. I really want to thank you for watching. I want to wish you all luck in the world. I love you. And I want you to know that suicide is never the answer. Peace out for now.